Why you decided to buy American schoolie in Europe?
Well, first we had a Fiat Ducato, a small one. We converted ourselves, and then we got to get taste of it. And then COVID came, and it was possible for me to work remotely, and that's kind of the starting point, right? Then,
Yeah, and then we were looking for some other buses, bigger buses, because the Fiat Ducato was too small. We were sure that we need an office and 2 rooms, so Sandro can work. Has a full-time job, so he needs some silence while he's working.
I'm distracted very easily, so
so that was clear
cancelling.
that we need 2 rooms, and this is why we decided for a schoolie, because it's so wide, and we can have, as I said, we can have the office next to the bed and the office next to the bathroom, and in all the other vans like a Dudo or something that we really like, or Vario, we could not have had that because they are long but not wide.
And also right now we're sitting on the couch, and then there you have the table over there, and you have enough space for 2 people to pass each other.
Yeah, and you can easily spend the day here without going through the office.
Yeah, rainy days is
but
no
when
problem.
I have to go to the bathroom.
But rainy days is no problem for us. Like we'll always find something to do.
Yeah, and it's nice to have people in here. Usually when we met others while traveling, we sit in here because we have the most space. That's also nice.
And was it difficult to find schoolie?
Yeah, we have been searching for some time, and we checked eBay if we find one, and there were some, but they were not in a good condition.
Yeah, it wasn't only eBay we checked pretty much every marketplace there is, and we also thought about importing the bus by ourselves. But at that time, all the workers were in their home countries because it was COVID prime time, and there was delays for like 2 or 3 months. So we decided to go for one that was already in Germany.
Yeah, and it is really hard to get the German papers.
Yeah.
Because you have to have the lights and the wheels, and everything is in miles per hour, so it has to be turned in kilometers per hour. So it is really difficult to get the German papers.
Yeah, in the end we only found two companies that have schoolies in Germany, and they usually convert them into food trucks.
Yeah, but we are super happy with the company where we bought the bus, because they are super nice, and they had a good service.
Yeah.
And when we have problems, we can still go there, and they did the repair, and if we need some parts or something, they can order it for us. So that is really nice.
And was it expensive?
It was expensive. It was 32,000 euro.
Yeah, just for the bus.
When we bought it.
And yeah, in the US they're way cheaper. Because every 5 years, if they are in school service for 5 years, they have to get rid of them. The schools have to sell them, or after 120,000 miles. So there's a lot of buses coming in the market. I would say in the States, this bus maybe $11,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it was, compared to that, it's expensive, but for us it was still okay because the engine is done in a very simple way.
Yeah, and we've got it with new wheels, and
and
all the mechanic stuff was made.
The passenger seat was in. They took out all the seats for us, and I think it was okay. Yeah, so
it was a good price.
Yeah, 32,000 euros, and then just to build whatever we decided, and I think in total we spent everything between 130 and 140,000.
Something like that.
Yeah, so for us it was the decision to take this bus, like more or less like a little tiny house, or buy a flat or a house. And compared to a flat or a house, the bus was still very, very good price. And
we wanted to have the nature around us, because we've been living in the city, or in the city center, and we didn't have a garden or something for the dogs. And we also, every day we drove to the forest with the dogs. So it was a busy day to drive every day for every walk. And then we wanted to have a garden or something, thought about buying a house, but it didn't feel right.
No.
And then we loved the vacation with the van, and then this is why we came to van life.
Yeah, and now we live right next to the ocean, and I really enjoy fishing, and I was never able to go fishing much because we live in the south of Germany, in Nuremberg, and we don't have much water around. No ocean, just a few lakes, but they're far. So maybe I went.
And the dogs can be outside all the time.
I think I went fishing 4 times a year in Germany, and now it's 4 times a week maybe. So that's really great
cool.
for us. Yeah.
And the price was like this because you hired contractors to do it.
The Fiat Ducato I mentioned before, we did it ourselves. With a lot of help. Kurt and your dad, and we couldn't ask them again to. Thanks for helping us.
And 1 year later, double the size.
And we also wanted to start, and it was way faster for a company to do it. And that's why we decided to go for a company.
And how long did it take from the purchase moment until?
When did we buy it? I think December.
We bought it in December, and we could pick it up in January, and then it was everything was done in July, so we could start in July 2020. Is that right? No, 2021. Yeah, that was 2021 when we started. And it was cool because we were able to design everything by ourselves. So we did the layout, and we said what wood we want and what color everything should have, and we could order all the parts like the stove and the fridge, everything that we ordered, and just send it to the company.
I think once they started working on it, it took them 2 months, but they didn't start right away because they had other projects and priorities. So I would say roughly about 2 months, maybe 3 months to do it properly. But it took them 2.
And if you would have done it again, would you have done something differently?
We would have gone to another company.
The company we built the bus from was very good, but we had a lot of troubles with they were very friendly, and we really felt good with them. But in the end, we had to do everything again. So
the quality was not really good. But I think
the quality was poor. It was poor quality. Like the electrical setup, we had to redo.
The
water setup.
Like basically everything, but the woodwork is really good, and that's it. The communication was, I think that was the problem, because we have not been living next to the company, but we've been living 300 kilometers away, so it was really difficult to communicate about everything. And the quality was really good.
And also because you did the design and you wanted to look a certain way, a lot of communication would have been needed between us and the company. And that we would pick a different company, and also a closer.
We want to have a closer one where we can talk about things easily.
Because for us it was also a big step, to
and a lot of money.
Spend such an amount.
So that adds a bit into the price as well. That we had to redo.
I think so.
Definitely. I think that was 20,000. We paid for
communication,
the poor quality and the lack of communication.
I couldn't say a number to that, but for example, those the covers. Only those covers cost us around 3,000 euros, just the covers, because they had difficulties doing it or had to redo it.
Yeah, they said that they had to learn how to do it, and that's why it was so expensive, because it took them so much time. And I felt like,
we would never pay 3K for a cover, right?
So you can buy it at IKEA easily. So we would have spent, don't know,
but that's what we would do differently. Let's say it that way.
And the length and the bus itself, everything is exactly as you wanted.
The school buses have different sizes, and depending on the windows on one side. So we have 8 windows on one side, or 7 windows on one side, and there's also with 4 or 5 windows and 11 windows. And 14, but for Europe, for us, this was the perfect size. 5 was too small to have with a working spot.
And we can stand in 2 parking spaces.
Not 4.
That's okay, because sometimes when you have 2 parking spaces to each other, I don't know.
Next to each other?
In line.
In line, when you have 2 parking places in line, then we can still park there. So that's, I feel like that's still a good size.
Watch the full tour of Sandor and Nicola schoolie right here. Cheers.